I broke 100 myths in World of Warcraft. You can get the Ashbringer from fishing in the Western Plaguelands. So I flew over and started to fish. 500 fish, and about 2 hours later I had gotten nothing. Myth busted. The next myth takes me to Orgrimmar, where there's supposed to be a secret room inside of this pillar. So you need to walk into this corner and then mount up. But before getting onto the mount, you need to press Alt F4. Log back into the game and you will be inside of the wall. Then just fly up into the pillar. Now we can see if it's actually real. And myth confirmed. Who do you think YKM is? Going over to another horde city. Undercity is full with poison gas, but the myth says you're still able to enter it. When I entered the city, I tried to fly into the elevators, but when I died, I respawned in Westfall. So I switched over to my horde character and tried it again. When I died this time, I respawned right outside and I could face through the wall into the elevator shaft. I went down, but 2 seconds after entering the city, I was thrown away by a teleportation field. Myth semi-confirmed? There's a secret house down in the ocean next to Tol'vir, which is normally unreachable due to drowning and fatigue. But I'm getting out there either way. I use my dragonfly mount to fly out to the spot where it is supposed to be. Then I start swimming straight down. I die from fatigue on my way down, but I can't see the houses. It must have been nuked during the cataclysm. Myth busted. You can still see the original Naxxramas in Stratholme after 20 years. You can kinda make it out above Stratholme, but I need to get closer. So you need to go around. I will go to Terrasfall Glades, then just fly behind it up to this hill. You cannot fly in this zone, so I will just walk. When you get to Stratholme, behind this see-through wall, you will be next to the original Naxxramas. Leaving Stratholme, the next myth is that there's a secret tower outside of the map. So if you continue walking, you will see this purple bubble. And when you jump down, there's a big tower right there. Who built it? No one knows. Myth confirmed. Going over to Mulgore. There's supposed to be a battle between rats and squirrels up in the hills. So let's check out the location. I'm here, but I can't find any fighting. All the rats and squirrels are just normal and walking around. Looking into it further, I found out in BFA during the critter overhaul. They changed the models of all the critters fighting and ended the battle. The Dalaran bank vault is actually not secure. The myth is you can actually just fly into the bank vault, so let's try it out. Simply mount up outside, start going forward above one of these bank booths, then fly inside. But you can't steal any of the gold. Next myth is you can get inside the floor of Dalaran. If you go to the tailoring shop and stand under the sign and then fly straight up, and then a bit to the right, then you fly straight down and you're underneath the floor of Dalaran. Wow. You can even fly into inaccessible parts of the basement, leaving Northrend over to Outland, where there's supposed to be a murderous orphanage full of dead children. When I land, the first thing I see is a bomb in the sandpit and children swinging around on a weird sling, but that's normal. But in the back, I found the cages with dead children. I guess some children weren't able to behave.
Who built the cages? That's Joe.
If you go to Sunstrider Island, you can swim to Quel'Thalas. So I'm gonna make a blood elf and run to the beach, jump into the water and start swimming straight forward. But halfway there, I find a big invisible wall. I tried to swim around it, but it wasn't possible, blocking my access. So myth busted. Staying in the water will take me to Sandalot. You're supposed to find a secret cave outside of the map, so I started flying north and looking. Continuing, I got to a zone out in the ocean without any fatigue, so I knew I was close. Following the edge of this zone, I saw a structure of suspicious looking stones sticking out. I started swimming down and it was the cave entrance, but it was almost blocked off by stones. I swam in and saw the cave was real, but it was completely empty and useless. All Draenor maps, you can still see 2 islands that were never added. So if you go to any paper map around the map, you will see this island on the top. If you open your normal map, you will be able to see the edge of this island. What do you think they were supposed to be? Fly over to Gorgon. There's supposed to be a magical chair that will teleport you over to Panda Island. I reached Gorgon and started looking around until I found a bonfire surrounded by chairs on a small island. To my disappointment, I clicked the chair, but nothing happened. Accidentally clicking the bonfire teleported me away to a cave in the middle of nowhere. Looking at my map, I found out I was in a timeless isle. I guess it was real. Continuing in Pandaria, there's supposed to be a secret fruit ball under a staircase that will make people spontaneously dance. So I fly over to this location and I found a fruit ball under the stairs. I click it and I receive an item in my backpack. Clicking the item, I get a fruit ball on my head, but I need to test it out if it actually makes people dance. Start walking around and all the villagers and guards start dancing in a conga line after me. Very nice. advice. Going south, there's supposed to be an island filled with frogs that will summon a mega frog that will instantly kill you. I found the island with all its frogs, but I need to find a mega frog, so I start killing the small frogs around me for a couple of minutes. After killing about 500 million frogs, a giant frog jumps out of nowhere. Charging up his ability, I tried to attack him, but he was invincible. When his ability was fully charged, I got instantly one shot. Very tragic, very sad. After getting smoked by a frog, I needed to regain my ego. So I went to Orgrimmar to prove the myth, a full version of Old Stormwind and Westfall in the Siege of Orgrimmar raid. Entering the raid, I quickly ran over to Garrosh, easily killing him, taking me to his final Stormwind phase. The boss fight is surrounded by invisible walls. Walking to this edge, simply using my heroic leap, I could jump over the invisible wall into the secondary area. And from there, I just swam all the way from the boss fight to Westfall. Once you're free and in Westfall, you can actually take awesome screenshots right here. Free tips for everyone. And going into Stormwind, the full city is there with everything except NPCs. You can even use the mailboxes, but you can't enter the mage tower. But I warn you, don't go into the harbor. It's impossible to enter the Karazhan crypt. They have been double sealed, so no one is supposed to come in. But if you fly right here, fall down and kill yourself, then you can respawn inside of this tube going straight down, and then you will fall into the Karazhan crypts and you're free to explore every room. There has been a typo in the game ever since classic WoW. So it says if you go to the high priest in Stormwind as a priest, there's supposed to be a typo in what she tells you. So I went over and clicked on her. I trust the light is with you, Lufana. Is there something that can I help with? The game is officially dead. Staying in the church, you can fly underneath Stormwind using the church. So if you just go outside to this sloped thing, fly above it, then dismount and place a cushion right underneath you. Then you can sit on the seat, dismount, and you're inside the wall. Now you're free to fly anywhere underneath Stormwind. You're not able to jump on top of the fountain in the middle of Stormwind. As we know, you cannot simply jump on top of it. I have tried. So let's try to get up. For about 5 minutes I struggled before finally making it and landing on the exact spot you needed to stand. It's a lot harder than it looks. There is supposed to be an unsolvable boss in Gnomeregan, even if the dungeon is 20 years old. So if you one-shot your way to the final boss and kill him too, there is a secret button you need to press, and then you will summon this secret boss. Here it is, so I'm gonna spawn the boss. It's a 20-year-old dungeon, so let's just kill this guy. I guess he was too hard. The next myth is that there's a full version of burning steps inside Blackwing Lair. You enter the dungeon and kill the first 2 bosses, then pull this pack of mobs right here. They will have the ability to throw you around. So if you take them to the final boss, Nefarian, and then apply slow fall and let them push you around, and this will work. After a couple of minutes, you will get lucky and they will throw you into orbits, and you will go above the invisible wall. Then you will be able to see how ugly Blackwing Lair is on the outside, and you can explore the full zone. You can even go to the other side into Searing Gorge. You can fly through solid boats, so normally when you're standing on a boat, it's completely solid like a brick wall. But when they start moving, you can simply face right through it, just like this. And when you're inside of it, you can even land and the game will think you're on top of the boat. Myth confirmed. Staying in the Dragon Isles, this myth says if you fly too fast into Saldera caverns, there will be a magical wall which appears in front of you, and it will disappear within the blink of an eye. So let's see if it's real. I think I saw it. Let's rewind the footage. The myth is real. There are rumors that there are gold piles spread on the bottom of the sea in the Dragon Isles. So I compiled a small list of them, and some are even infected by the old gods. So I went to the first one. It is supposed to be on the bottom of the sea, but it is nowhere to be seen. I might have gotten the first one wrong. So I went to the second location and saw there is nothing here either. Finally, in desperation, I went to the final location, which I saw in Blizzard official TikToks. Triangulating the precise location, I could even see they had completely removed them from the game. Why have this happened? Myth busted. Do luck items actually give you extra luck? So I went to the auction house and bought every luck item I could see, spending about 60,000 gold, but it will be worth it when I get every rare item on the first attempt. After receiving all the items, I went to Night Hall to kill Gul'dan, so I could finally get the infernal mounts. There's a guaranteed 100% chance the mount will drop. I killed all the bosses to him and smacked Gul'dan, so it's finally time to equip everything and loot him.